So many of you have been asking about how to use the paper tape. You can see this is the gummed side, that's the water activated glue. And I've just torn it into strips here. It comes on rolls. Or using the fast paper mache method, which uses either wood glue or Elmer's glue or your everyday school glue. And these are all types of vinyl glue. They are water-based, and why I like using the wood glue is that it is waterproof. So once you go to the stage of painting, you won't have the paper coming apart. So the other part of the paper mache type process is the actual paper. And that is just your everyday craft paper. You can find this as packaging paper, or you might find it as a brown paper bag. Or you can even use paper that you would generally put into your junk mail pile. The Elmer's or school glue that I mix with a bit of water, and I brush that on. So I'm going to just cut this cardboard in half now, and especially if you're folding along the lines of the corrugation rather than against the lines, and you can kind of see that here. You can be more systematic and do a stylized kind of thing. And you don't have to do it perfect at this stage with the cardboard, because you're going to build out all your details in the next layers. So you can see how you can just sort of mush things and get things started. So it doesn't need to be bunched really tightly. You can still have it be effective, being kind of open and fluffy, and that will help keep your weight down on these kind of things. For ease, I'm going to use a little bit of paper tape, and I am going to tape that across. And like I said, you can use just masking tape at this process. Just a couple of pieces. You don't have to go crazy. And then it can crunch in too. I love how shapeable it is. So I want a piece that goes around here. So I see I have some asymmetry going on. Maybe I'll flatten that out. You want to be careful that sometimes it can kind of come peeling up when you're shaping. Just make sure to kind of burnish it back down. Let's move on to using the glue method. What might be helpful is to rip up a bunch of pieces already, so that you can stay in the zone. You're not ripping and putting a piece on, ripping and putting a piece on. Sometimes that works, but sometimes it's also nice just to let yourself be able to sculpt fluidly by having all of your materials ready to go. So I am going to coat this in some areas. See what I can do to build out that asymmetry part. Let's see, is that enough? Maybe that would be enough. Then I need a piece that's going to be large enough to wrap over that. And I've wrapped over all sorts of random paper things in the house, whether it be egg cartons, boxes, molded pieces of cardboard. You can see that's starting to help with that asymmetry there. Need a little bit of that on the back side. But you can still get your hand in there and you can start to shape. Like I'm pressing down to get some eye sockets. Nicely shapeable. Got some little cheeks going on. And maybe it needs a little bit more build out there. Of course, it's quite rough still. So you can always crumple up a piece and then get another piece. Nice and wet. Let's see, need a little bit more cheek there. And this is just my method of working. You can work much more systematically, building out your whole structure, very much with cut cardboard and then taping it together. Creating a definite structure. Like I said, both sides, both surfaces need to get some glue on there to help that adhesion. And all these little foldy edges too. You see how I just laid that down and then peel it back up so I can see the extent so I don't have to get so much glue everywhere. So I just wanted to show you that you could add pieces to your structure. Like I made these little horns separately. I put glue on here and then put glue on my tab that I made sure to make so that it could attach, have a significant, because you don't want to just attach things like this. You want to have a nice overlapping connection. And so I'm going to make sure this piece is in there. There's a little paper tape to bridge over that. And when you've got a bunch of little pieces like this paper here, just be sure to get some glue in there too, so there's something inside there that's going to help things adhere and solidify. And the reason why I always coat both sides is that the dryness of the paper will just kind of resist your glue. It just won't absorb it, so you need to kind of push it on with the brush. Just embrace your wonkiness. And just see where it is working and where it's not working, so you can let the beauty of your style shine through. You might have to come back the next day and double check to see that everything is stuck down and just re-glue it a little bit. Just give everything a little coat.